Hello, my dear and beautiful friends. Welcome to my channel. I'm Anna, Alchemist of the Arts. This reading is set on the theme of your eclipse transformation. Now, we are at this point of filming, just about to have the first eclipse of this eclipse season in April 2023. So, we're going to be asking what transformative energies are coming into your life at this time, what might be shifting, what might be changing. I have 3 piles to choose from. I have a channeled message for each of them that aligns with the crystals I've chosen. There is a pile of oracle cards. I'll also be doing some runes and whatever cards I feel called to do. I'm an intuitive reader and I do channel as well, so there will be channeled messages, and for that reason you could be drawn to multiple piles, you could be drawn to separate piles, there could be different messages within the different piles, or one pile may just resonate with you completely. Whichever way is absolutely fine, but I would say take as long as you need to pause the video, tune into the piles, connect with your own intuition, take a few really deep breaths if you need to, and really feel where you were being called. I'll go through the crystals individually one by one. But as a reminder, this is a collective reading. So as some messages may be for you, some may not. Please only take what resonates. And if it doesn't feel like it's right for you, feel free to leave it, because we do have a great amount of power to forge your own destinies and to control where we're going through the direction of our energy. Okay. So pile number 1 today is black tourmaline. With the channeled message, protection, clearing away through the past. Pile number 2 today is clear calcite, or Iceland spar, also known as Viking sunstone. And the channeled message here is clarity, gaining the wisdom to see. And pile number 3 today is this piece of labradorite. I'm trying to get the flash for you. It never behaves on camera. And the channel message here is vision, finding a way through the unseen. So take as long as you need, pause the video. All of my information is in the description box below. Please be mindful, if you'd like to look at my artwork or the other things that I do, please use my official links. They are below, as I said. I do offer personal readings, but only through my website and Etsy. Those are the only 2 places you can buy a reading from me. Anyone trying to sell you anything anywhere else is not me, so please be careful. Right, the timestamps will be below, and I will see you in your readings. Hello there, pile number 1. If you were drawn to this pile with the message protection, clearing away through the past, and the black tourmaline, then this is your reading. As a quick reminder, as I lay the oracle cards out, this is a collective reading. I do offer personal readings, and if you would like a personal reading, all of my information is in the description box below. Please be mindful of scammers and impersonators. Okay. We've got New Moon in Scorpio, work through your fears. Move away from a difficult situation. We've got Bacano here in the reverse. I call that Bjarkan from the runes. We've got Odin, guidance, interesting. And then you have 2 goddess cards. You have Hestia, home in the reverse, and Lilith, independence. Wow, okay. So this is your eclipse transformation. For some of you, there is a very, very clear message here of moving away from something that has been potentially like a home to you. Now, this is going to relate to all different kinds of situations. This could relate to a past situation because of the channeled energies coming through, but it could also most definitely relate to a present situation. As I said, this could be a home. This could be somewhere that feels like home, perhaps a job that you have been in for a very long time. But what we have here is receiving that wise counsel, receiving this intuition, this guidance, to help you to claim your independence and to move away from something that has held you back. This could just be your fears, or it could be a situation that has drained your energy, that you may feel like has stunted your growth in some way, in order for you to move forwards. There's could definitely have been a challenging time for you, and you could certainly feel a sense of turbulence with these energies as this eclipse, this first eclipse happens. And again, there'll be 2 other eclipses, I believe, through eclipse season this time over the next month or 2. So I would definitely take a note of where you are feeling the need to move. For some of you, this could be a literal move. For some of you, this could be a decision to separate away from something or someone. This could be a singular relationship with somebody, or as I said before, I'm getting that strong sense for some of you, this could be a more home style environment, something that feels like a community. Perhaps for some of you it is a community, something that is either religion based or something that's work based, people that you have been around for a long time. But there is this sense here of perhaps some of you feel like you have outgrown the situation and you're ready to move on. For others of you, there could be more difficulty around this situation emotionally, especially if it's from past experiences and the decision now to move on from what has been very, very painful for you. So this could be a past situation and just deciding to put it to rest because it's no longer going to be a part of your life anymore. I'm going to do some runes and we'll get some more energies for you. There's a reminder here with the black tourmaline and with this work through your fears card coming through with the new moon in Scorpio. You could be very fearful about making this decision. Black tourmaline could be a crystal that could be very beneficial for you right now, both in terms of your own protection, but working through those fears. Now, for some of you, you could, I'm just getting this for maybe 1 or 2 of you, you could have people trying to talk you out of your decision, trying to talk you around from what it is that you want to do. And if that's your situation, then I really would say that the black tourmaline could help you in clearing that energy and really getting to that point of truth from within yourself so that you can make those decisions for yourself. For others of you, you could be receiving wise counsel that helps you to make a decision. It really will be different for everybody. But on the other side is certainly an elevated level of independence, a new beginning. So I'm going to do the runes. This can be a little bit noisy as they go on the table. So please, if you're wearing headphones, it might be advisable just to take them off. Okay, now I'm going to remove anything that lands face down. I'm not going to use it for the purpose of this reading. And then I'm just going to arrange them. I use a grid type format to arrange the runes. It's the way that I do this. It's how I've always done them intuitively. I've been reading runes for many years now, and they're one of my favourite divination tools. Okay, I'm just going to move them over ever so slightly to the centre, and I hope you can see those. I'm keeping an eye on the lighting just to try and give you the best possible view. Okay. Now these at the very top, you're definitely feeling a call, some sort of inner call to do something. For some of you, this could be quite an impulsive decision. I'm just looking, we don't have Savila here, but we do have this sense of perhaps suddenly feeling inspired to do something. Maybe you're suddenly feeling this impulse type energy, a calling of some kind. You're being reminded that your happiness, your highest good, I'm going to take this as Wunyo with Algiz, with the channeled message coming through, your highest good is protected. But you might need to take steps in order to protect yourself also. And the word that's coming through is severance. Now, we have Evaz in the reverse here. This is the rune of partnerships, of connection, of relationships, of the symbiosis between 2 beings. With Ivaz and Laguz in the reverse, there could be a lot of resistance from within towards making this change. And for some of you, as I was guessing, you might be being advised not to make these changes. You could be that it's either resistance from within or outer resistance. And again, you're being called to ask, what it is that you want. It feels like there is a sense of something that is missing in your life for you. You might be feeling that. If this is in relation to a job or something that you're moving on from, looking at this specific situation, it could feel like there is something missing. And what it is, you are looking for this deeper sense of meaning and growth. You are ready for a new cycle. You are ready to take this, whether it's work and it's your skills, you're ready to take those to the next level. If this is within a relationship, it might feel like there is something missing. And it's not that this person doesn't hold value to you, but it's that there is this sense of something more. Perhaps you need more. Perhaps you feel like you're there is just something missing, like you are hungry, or just there was this feeling of I don't want to say lack. It's more like a hunger, like there is, but not in an unhealthy way. It just feels like your soul is hungry for something, like you feel starved of something. And I can see here with Hagalaz and Yera, these changes will yield these results. Now, Yera is an interesting rune. It speaks of the harvest. It speaks of cycles. It can speak of a year, as in the passing of time, marked by the harvest for our ancestors. It also reminds us, in the context of the runes and a spiritual reading, that the energy that we invest into something will yield a result, no matter what we do, whether we do nothing. Excuse me. My throat is literally seizing up, so some of you really might not have spoken your truth. I need some water. Some of you might have had real trouble communicating your needs in some way. Yira will yield its results. Whether we do nothing, that will yield results. Whether we do something, that will yield results. Whether we invest all our time, energy and focus into something, that will yield different results. So this is a very firm reminder that what we put in will yield results for us. And with Raido here, I'm really strongly getting the sense of moving on, of forward movement, of deciding to make a change. Okay. Anything else from the runes? I'm just going to see. There definitely could be an ending, and it feels like an ending that you could be resisting, but you are being reminded that sometimes these changes are necessary to achieve the results that we want. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean complete severance from something. It could mean the end of a way of doing something. But what I'm getting is really communicate and get to the root of what it is that you want and what is going to bring you the greatest joy, happiness and fulfillment. Here with Wanyo and Naudis, there is something that you either need to communicate with yourself or with others. And I feel like that's a really good place to start if you're feeling confused. But there is a way through this. And I'm not really getting much about the past as yet, other than clearing a way through what you have been doing. And what, for some of you, this past feels like it's going to become an eternal present, or the present is just going to keep recycling and keep repeating. And there is this soul hunger for something new. And not even new as in completely new, but the next level. And it almost feels like you might need to really get to the root of this within you. Ask yourself, communicate with yourself what it is that you need. Then communicate that with whoever it is that needs to hear that can potentially take action. And then if they're not willing to make these changes to achieve these results with you, with Hagalaz and Yira here, then it's up to you to decide whether or not you are going to stay in this state of resistance to what you truly want and what you're being called towards, or whether you're going to decide to make this change and move forwards. Just deciding what cards I'm being called to. I'm being called to the Radiant Rider-Waite today. I do always read these in the upright. However, this is a very small deck, and they flip quite often, and that's one of the reasons why Interesting. You've got the Sun and the Ten of Swords. I literally think that says it all and sums up everything that I've said in this reading. Making this decision to leave something behind, to end a cycle, to end a way of being, to end a partnership, a job role, perhaps a relationship or a connection that has either cost you something or served its purpose or just isn't allowing you to grow and feel fulfilled anymore. Whatever it may be, this could be patterns within the self. You know, this could be something that you were doing that you have decided that you just don't want to do anymore. It's going to bring you back to your joy, bring you back to your happiness, and the pursuit of one's own happiness for the right. I personally believe that you know, if we, as long as we're not harming anyone else, we should also always follow the things that inspire us and bring us joy. And we can often tell ourselves a million reasons why we can't do these things, but it really feels like that is where you're being called. And I feel like if this reading is for you, then you will definitely be feeling that. And I'm just being really drawn to the fact that these two women both have very, like, really red copper hair. So that might be relevant for some of you. The Ten of Pentacles. I think this is a reminder to look at the bigger picture of your life, of everything that brings you that sense of peace and stability and comfort. What makes you feel grounded? What makes you feel happy? At the end of the day, you want to be able to return home or to walk within your four walls and to feel that sense of peace and comfort. Now, we might not feel that every day, but we can begin to see the patterns of what is adding to that, what is creating that sensational feeling, and what is taking from us, what is taking away from us, if that makes sense. What's taking away from that feeling? What is adding to this Ten of Pentacles and what is drawing from it? I think that's a really important consideration in any decision-making process for you at this time. Pile one's new moon eclipse transformation, please. What does this... Okay. What does this transformation bring in, please? Okay, you could be really holding on, but there is this sense of making a decision for the right reasons. And I feel like once you've made this decision, this holding on, this resistance, I'm getting with the Four of Pentacles, I was getting with Laguz in the reverse as well. There is a decision here, and sometimes we have to make the right decision for ourselves. And we know in our hearts, we know in our body, in our being, we know it's the right decision, but sometimes we still hold on. Now, take this at your own pace. If this is how you're feeling, if this is your energy, you know, this is your experience, this is your journey. No one can take that away from you. But I feel like once you have committed and made your decision, you will feel the benefit, the opportunity to celebrate, to enjoy, and to feel celebrant, if that makes sense, once you have done this. So I feel like if there's resistance, once you've made this decision, that resistance is going to disappear, and it's going to make a way for happiness. It's going to make a way for celebration, for joy. For others of you, this is a slightly different message. You could be called to be making a decision between doing something or staying with something that has been in your life for a very long time and pursuing something new that is, you feel like it's going to bring you more joy. This is like following your joy and your inspiration. So that's a separate message for some of you. What else for Pearl One's eclipse transformation, please? You've got the Page of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. Now it's really interesting because this Five of Swords, the images on this card have a strong connection in the traditional tarot to our body's nervous system responses, freeze, fight, flight, and freeze. Now you have a decision to make about the course of action that you are going to take. And it's the fact that it's come out with justice here is reminding you to really tune into the whys of what decision you are going to make. I feel like you could be talking yourself in and out of this decision. With this Page of Pentacles coming forwards, I mean, this is really interesting because it's come out with this Four of Pentacles. This speaks to me of communication, perhaps of... I'm actually getting, in the context of this reading, this is an offer. Now, this could be a job offer. This could be an offer of some kind that comes out of the blue from someone. I'm trying to get this to focus, sorry. Something that comes out of the blue. It feels unexpected. But what it does is it gives you this potential to think. And then with this Five of Swords, you're in this deep thinking space, worrying about who it is that you might upset. I would say, speak your truth. And you see, the truth is the truth. Your truth, when you speak from the truth, other people might not like it. They might not accept it. But you know you have not misled anybody. You know you have spoken your highest truth. And with the Wheel of Fortune here, over this Three of Cups, I really feel like I said, that there is a positive new beginning coming for you. This feels really, really positive, like the wheel is turning in your favor. It might mean taking a chance. It could mean taking a risk. By all means, weigh this up for your own situation. The fact that we've got Justice and the Five of Swords here, I can see you have a decision to make. You have your own deliberation process. But this eclipse is definitely triggering you to thinking. And certainly you could receive a message of some kind from someone or somewhere that is really calling out to you, that is going to really make you think and decide how you're going to proceed. You know, and you could have three different choices when you look at it. I'm just getting that from the cards here. You know, you could have three different choices, but the choice is yours to make, and only you can make this choice. Do it with your ask for assistance and guidance from your own guides if you feel called to assist you with making the highest and best decision for yourself at this time, but also for those involved. But recognize, with this wheel turning in your favor, I do really feel like opportunity is knocking for you, and you're really strongly feeling that call to follow your joy. Last final messages for pile number 1, please. The Queen of Swords. Know your own mind. Know your own mind and speak your truth. And like I said, I feel like the truth really is the way to justice in this situation. If you can speak the truth, if you can be your own truth, be the embodiment of your inner truth, know that if you have to make difficult decisions, it's not to hurt anybody else, but actually to prevent prolonged pain or discomfort to yourself. You know, if you've got a call, if you've got a mission that you are feeling, we've got an ice cream van going off in the background. That might be a message for some of you. But again, it's this feeling of following your joy. And this could be something connected to your childhood. It could have been a dream or some kind of ambition for a very, very long time. Pile number 1. Bottom of the deck, the Five of Pentacles. I feel like this is the energy that you could have been in for a long time. And this eclipse is really showing you what you no longer wish to be in, how you no longer wish to live, but also what you wish to transform into in the same breath. It's like an in-breath, out-breath. In-breath, realizing what and who you want to be. Out-breath, realizing what you need to let go of. And as I said, that could be anything from your own habits and patterns to a relationship, to a work situation. It'll be different for all of you. I'm going to ask for a final card of guidance from the mystical dimensions. I managed to pick up a rune there. That's crazy. That rune must have been in these cards. Because that rune wasn't on the table. And it's funny because I mentioned Cervilo here, and the fact that that's come out, and I said you just might get this unexpected, that Cervilo was most definitely unexpected. You could most definitely get some sort of unexpected message. inspiration, a catalyst of some kind in your life, a sequence of events, one after the other, that's just like, this happens and it makes you think, or makes you make this decision, and then it just kind of snowballs. So final message, please, for pile number 1. Illumination. Expression, positivity, joy and inspiration. And this very much aligns with the Sun and the Ten of Swords, with Narcissus and Wunyo, with the Three of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. What is your joy? What makes you happy? What makes you feel fulfilled? Where is your soul calling you? How do you want to feel at the end of the day when you've finished your job, or when you get home within your 4 walls? You know, think about that experience. And then if there is a change of any kind that you know that you can make, I would say make it. Depending on what it is for you, obviously, you will have your own decision-making process, and it will be different for all of you. But listen to that call. Something is going to be revealed to you with Savila and illumination coming through. Something is going to be brought to the forefront of your mind, or your experience. And I feel at that point, you have a decision to make. And the transformation occurs as you make this decision or series of decisions. But ultimately, no, this is leading you towards independence and your greatest joy. Okay, pile number 1. I'm going to leave this here for you. As a reminder, personal readings are available if you feel called. All of my information is in the description box below, but sending you all my love and thank you for being here. Feel free to like, share, subscribe if you feel called, and thank you. Take care now. Bye-bye. Hello there, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. If you were called to this set of cards today, you were drawn to the Iceland Spar, the clear calcite, also known as the Viking Sunstone, used by Vikings, supposedly, to help them navigate their way through all weathers. This would find the sun, this stone would find the sun through all weathers by being pointed at it, regardless of how cloudy it was, even if you couldn't see the sun. And the message that came through was clarity, gaining the wisdom to see. So I'm going to put this here and put this here. I'm going to arrange your cards. As a reminder, this is a collective reading. Not all messages may be for you, so only take what resonates. And if you'd like a personal reading, then those are available, but only via my website and Etsy. Anything or anyone else is not me, so please be careful. Okay, we have the end of a tough cycle approaches. A new door is opening. Step over the threshold. I'm loving this already. And again, and before I do anything else, I just want to call you to this hawk or this falcon here. Very much having that ability of sight in shamanism, in animal symbology, definitely relates to higher vision and this clarity that you're going to be gaining. Uruz, which is strength. Yera, which is the cycle of the year and the harvest. I'm going to try and arrange this as best I can, but I might need some more space. Garuda, travel. I like this. And then Mahat, the truth. And Demeter, which is nurturer. Okay. Let's tune into these energies. Mahat here is labeled truth, but she also represents the divine and cosmic order of everything in the Kemetic or the ancient Egyptian worldview. She is the divine balance. She represents the feather that the heart is weighed against. I'm feeling very much like you have been through something that has asked you to be very, very strong. You could have been through some really, really difficult really difficult times. Pile number 2. It could have really been laid on you. It really could have been laid on you. And just when you feel like this is it, I have had enough, you are going to have a breakthrough. But this breakthrough is not coming through force. It's coming through self-nurturement. It is coming through reconnecting with that divine self within, with that inner child, recognizing this divine order, this divine beauty within self that already exists in this present moment. It existed within you on the worst days, of the worst things happening to you. You were still your divine self. And I feel like your guides really need you to know that. You are being offered a new beginning. In fact, you're not being offered it, you're being given it. It's just coming to you. I say that, I mean, a new door is opening, step over the threshold. No, this is happening for you. It's your choice, the speed at which you take this. It's your choice. If a door opens for you, it is always your choice whether or not you step through that threshold. Okay? But this change is coming. Your eclipse transformation is this sudden seeing. I'm really feeling like it's a seeing of the self. Now, for some of you, I'm really getting a strong message, like you could have been badly treated by a romantic partner. This might be for you, one of you, but this channel message is coming through, so I will say it. You could have been cheated on by somebody, and this has left you feeling really, really hurt. Really, really hurt for a very long time. Like you couldn't trust anyone ever again, or somebody could have cheated you out of something, but the word cheating or cheater is coming through. And this is you remembering and just seeing the beauty of self, finally forgiving yourself, even though you didn't need forgiveness. Forgiving yourself for the ways in which you've doubted yourself. This forgiveness could also be if you cheated. Now, I know that might be controversial, but each of us makes mistakes in the course of our lifetime. We can only do our best to put right those mistakes, to learn from them, to evolve, and to move forwards. For some of you, you have paid your dues for the mistakes that you've made. And for some of you, this mistake could be a perceived flaw in self for having chosen a specific person to be with. As I've said that, my candle's gone out, so that's confirmation. You know, and also that essence of this is done now. This is complete. This cycle is complete, and you can release. You can really and truly let an aspect of this go and move on. In order for a new door to open, you need to close one. And this is the end of that tough cycle. Now, whether you perceive this is something that you've done to yourself or somebody else did to you, you know, there is this feeling of drawing a line. I'm not talking about wiping the slate clean. Obviously, part of our growing process can be making apologies, can be making reparations, making things right. But as someone said to me earlier, everybody deserves a second chance. And that doesn't necessarily mean with the same person or the same situation, but within self. You deserve to give yourself a second chance, whether that's a second chance to believe in yourself, to love again, or to be open to love, or to try it again, to move forwards, to make better choices, to make different choices. You know, this is a time for nurturing yourself and believing that all of this happened for a reason. And as hard as it has been, now there is a new beginning coming. And this can be the past. And I think you're very ready for this to be the past. So I'm going to do some runes for you. This can be a little bit noisy. So if you're wearing headphones or your hearing is sensitive, then you might want to just turn down just for a second. Okay. Any that have landed face down, I'm going to remove. We're not going to use them for the purpose of the reading. That one fell out of my hand, apologies. Now, interestingly, you actually have very few runes. You have 2 repeated runes. And I really love it when things are confirmed in this way. I'm just going to arrange them into a grid and then I'll go through and explain them for you. Wow, only 6 out of 24. I find that quite amazing sometimes. But they say it all. And it literally just confirms everything that I just channeled through these cards. And it's interesting because now these came out in the same position for pile number 1. However, it's a very different energy, but also because of that, you might feel called to pile number 1 as well. There might be a message or a couple of messages in there for you. It might be you know, an earlier energy that kind of explains something for you, and this is what you're moving into. It'll be different, but you might feel called to watch part number 1, and if you do, then I would go back and watch it. Okay. You are being offered a gift of growth, of a new beginning, of a fresh start. We have Bjarkan and Gibu here. Now, this is something that is going to inspire your passion. And with Nautis here, I'm literally getting the sense of you coming back to life. You could have felt, it's that same sense of soul starving. Nautis, it translates as need fire. So you could have felt really, really constricted, or like there was just nothing there for such a long time. You could have felt like you've been in the dark for such a long time, and then now something is shifting, something is ending. More importantly, Algi's in the reverse is my rune of endings and death. Now, death, similarly to the death card, it for me does not mean a little death. It means the ending of something. And with Daggaz at the very bottom, this is the beginning of a new cycle. A reminder that even after the darkest night, the sun will rise again. If you've been through a time of depression or unhappiness, the sun is going to return to your life. The sun can return to your life. And we have Uruz and Yera, which are the same runes as are on these cards right here, in the same position next to each other. This is a reminder that your strength has brought you this far. Your strength to endure whatever it is that you've been through has brought you this far. Yera is the rune of a year. It is the rune of cycles. It is the rune of the harvest. Now, the harvest for our ancestors would have been at a particular point in the year, and it would have been a very distinct marker in time, a very important time for families, for community, preparing for the winter months ahead. It's also a reminder that as we invest into something, as we sow, so we shall reap. So your investment of time, of energy, of love, even if it's not been reciprocated through a specific relationship, is going to be returned to you. It might be in a different form. The investment of time and energy in yourself, of having to be strong. And for some of you, this could have been through great difficulty and real deep emotion in your own personal work you've had to do. It's not been for no reason. Sometimes we don't get back what we invest, the way in which that we invest it. It's not a literal for literal exchange, but an equal exchange of energy, as is represented by Gibu here. The equal exchange of energy means something coming back to you as you have given. It doesn't necessarily mean it's in the exact same form, but it is returning back to you to begin this new cycle, to begin something new, something beautiful. And I really, really love this. This is a beautiful transformation to occur for you. And I'm being called, I'm really getting for some, this is just intuitively, for some of you, it could be the start of a new relationship. And they're calling me to the Spacious Tarot, which I err more towards with matters of the heart. That's just my personal preference. It's a deck that I don't shuffle in the reverse, but if the cards reverse, I will accept them. So, this transformation for pile number 2, what do they need to know, please? The Ten of Swords, the Guardian of Cups, it's the Queen of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Six of Cups, wow, the Seven of Wands, and the Magician. Yeah. Now, the Seven of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Guardian of Cups, this is the Queen of Cups. You have got a brand new beginning, and this is going to cause you to really reconnect with and open your heart. Now, for some of you, this could be with somebody from the past. I don't want to say that and to have you expecting or waiting or feeling like you've got to accept somebody back, because this Seven of Wands here means, you know, just because somebody returns, and at the time of this reading, we're just about to go into Mercury retrograde, just because somebody returns, it doesn't mean that you have to accept them back into your life in the way that they've returned. Now, I'm going to ask for clarity here, because the channeled message that's coming through is that somebody from the past could return. And I'm feeling like with the Seven of Wands and the Magician and the Ten of Swords, that you're going to be receiving a sense of closure. You're going to be receiving closure that allows you to move on. It's allowing you to move on to this new beginning. It's ending this difficult cycle. They may return with the intention of winning you back over, but actually you've come to a place of realizing, knowing exactly who you are with this Queen of Cups here. That you know, and like I said, with all of this energy from Mahat and Demeter, that you no longer really want to be or to accept what this person has to offer. And that doesn't have to be done in a malicious or hateful or hurtful way. But I'm getting with this Ace of Cups, it's like your cup is now going to flow over. I'm always really drawn to this Ace of Cups, rightly or wrongly, because it looks like there is this pearl at the center of it. And this pearl, it's like the wisdom, it's the fount of everything that you have learned, everything that you have realized. It's giving you that ability to overcome. It's given you that life experience to have this new beginning. And for some of you, you might have felt like it was never going to happen. But now, because you've gone through this process, it's going to be even more beautiful. For others of you, the energy is different, and it's not somebody coming back from the past, but a feeling, a sensation, the return of love. For some of you, this could be lift from a time of depression or low mood, or it could be that you meet somebody new with this Ace of Cups, and it kind of puts an end quite abruptly to this difficult cycle that you've been through, because you're having this new beginning. And for some of you, when your heart was very hurt from these past experiences, you might have felt like this was impossible, like it was never going to happen. And this Ten of Swords and the Seven of Wands, it's like you have this sudden moment of realization, wow, this can happen, this has happened. And you realize that, you know, I get that there might be some fears still hanging over from the past, but also with this Magician, as you walk into this, you realize that, you know, the strength that you found to endure the situation, to get through it, to do your work, to overcome, you know, the clarity that you're gaining is the power of this Magician. You're not the person that you were before what happened. That's fair to say. You've earned that through your own transformation. But what you are now is amassed with all of this wealth of wisdom and skills and awareness, this pearl within the Ace of Cups that allows you to have this beautiful new beginning. This is such beautiful energy, pile number 2. And I really, it's giving me just the most beautiful, warm sensation within my heart space, because I feel like you've I don't want to say you've earned this, but you have invested your time and energy into this. So if you're feeling unworthy, please know that you're worthy. You were born worthy. Like I said and channeled at the very beginning, this beautiful divine radiant self existed within you on all of those bad days. It has always been a part of you. It has been a part of you every single step of your life, and it's a part of you now. And I feel like now you're realizing it. I'm going to get one final card for you. Okay. They want me to take another after that. Okay. Oh, look. 3. You have trust, overcoming doubts, insecurities, and patience. You might... Oh, and there's a blue butterfly on here, and nobody else knows this, but the piece that I'm painting, the channel bind rune that I'm painting, if you're not aware, I'm an artist as well. You'll see it on Instagram, but my patrons will see it first as well. Features a blue butterfly. And this is a symbol of confirmation for me, but also a sign of these energies. Trust that this transformation is happening. Butterflies are a symbol of transformation. No matter how many doubts or difficult times, it doesn't mean that when we step into something that it's going to be the same as the past, because you have come a very long way. We have awakening and the crown portal. I really feel like you could be having this higher realization of your own divine self, recognizing, I mean, we've got the word unity here. There could be a divine union within the self. This could be what's returning to you, that's triggering this new beginning. And I feel like once, honestly, when we approach ourselves with that love and connection, everything else comes in because it's matching that vibration. So, you know, really focus on you right now, on beautiful, divine you. I feel like you're going to have major awakenings and transformations over this eclipse. It feels like it's going to be positive and beautiful. You've been through a lot of gritty work. Doesn't mean to say that there isn't always gritty work to do, but this is a new beginning, the beginning of a brand new chapter. A new door is opening, and I feel like you are walking through it with just a beautiful whole heart, and it's going to be wonderful for you, pile number 2. I love this energy. If there was a pile I could claim, I think it would be this one today. I really, really hope whoever needed this reading that you found it. I just want to send you all my love, remind you that personal readings are available on my Etsy and my website, but only on those 2 places. Anything else isn't me. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe if this assisted you, and just thank you for being here. Sending you all my love. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi there, pile number 3. If you were drawn to this set of cards today, then this is your reading. You were called to the Labradorite, and I've tried to get this in the right position so you can see the beautiful Labradorescence. This I associate with seeing, with intuition, with shamanic visioning, with seeing beyond what it is that we can see at the present moment. And your channeled message was vision, finding a way through the unseen. So there could be confusion at this moment in time within your life, or perhaps you're looking for higher knowledge, higher wisdom, and this is what's going to come through for you. But let's get your cards turned over. As a reminder, this is a collective reading. Personal readings are available. All of my information is in the description box below, but readings are only available on my website and Etsy. Anything else isn't me. Let's get into it. Your commitment is being tested. Interesting. Lift the curse, forgive. Ooh. Okay. The halls. Wow, okay. I'm getting a Odin. It's so funny. Okay, I've got to say, Labradorite is the only crystal I have that I associate a god with, and it's with Odin. Just have to say that, and it's because of his eye and his quest for knowledge and his ability to see beyond the scene. Okay. You also have Typhon, anger, rage, and Shakti, transformation. Whoa. I'm going to say this as I see it. It's going to be different for everybody. The energy, the word that's coming through is Epona. Okay. The word, the energy that's coming through, you could be being really very tested by people in your life that is causing you to either doubt. You could be doubting your faith. You could be doubting your belief in something, doubting your belief in yourself. There could be a lot of conflict, a lot of anger. This could be a very deep, what's the word? Sacred rage that you were feeling. Something primordial coming from the depths of within you, because we have an awful lot of higher energy here. We have the halls, which would be the halls of Valhalla, which is where Odin's chosen slain go. The fact that it's come out with Odin is really quite magical. And there is a lot of warlike energy here. So you could be at war with something, a cause, people, with yourself even. This is going to be transformed, but you are being called to trust in the power of a higher transformation and a higher perspective. At the moment, you might not see a way through this situation. You might not see how this situation could ever be resolved. I'm being called to this card here. And lift the curse, forgive. I'm not sure if you can see, but there is this map of the world here. For some of you, this could very much be like a higher sense of anger, of rage, of fury, even at injustice, at prejudice. For some of you, you could be so outraged by something that you have witnessed, by something that you are witnessing, by something that you are seeing, and you're not quite sure yet how to affect change. There is going to be clarity. You are going to have the vision of how you can do this. That is going to come through for you, even if you can't see it right now. What I'm getting, though, is that you're being called to a much higher perspective. There could be circumstances and situations where you really need to ground yourself and need to come back to yourself and seek the wisdom of your guides, of elders, of people that you respect in your life. Good counsel, wise counsel, people that you know have dealt with this situation before, even though you feel outraged. For others of you, I mean, this is really, for some, I'm getting this as a real spiritual conflict. So you might feel really, really conflicted about which path to take, about what's right, about what's wrong, about what's, which way you're being called. It could leave you feeling very, very heavily conflicted. And you're trying to find the highest path and the highest guidance. And for some of you, this energy of whatever it is, if this is a person or situation that's harmed you, you're literally being called to try and release this energy, to transmute this energy. It's saying here to forgive. Now, sometimes we have to call in the energy of forgiveness, not because we are okay with what has happened, but we need to release our own energy from being suffocated. I'm being very, very called to the fact that we've got first quarter moon here, and I'm being very, very called to this crescent moon. Now, obviously, this eclipse at the time of this reading is going to be in the new moon. It's quite rare. It's a hybrid eclipse. However, I'm feeling that this energy could kind of begin. I'm not saying that you're going to get really angry, by the way, because you'll either be feeling this right now and it's building, or you won't. Or there could be a situation that comes that, it leads you to, because we've got this warlike energy here, it's all of this warrior energy. It's sort of asking me, it's sort of saying to me that you might feel this call to go to war against something that you've heard. And you're being called to find another way. A different way. A way beyond the unseen. A different way of approaching this. Wow, this is intense energy. An alchemist transmutes energy. So you're taking this rage. This sacred rage can be transmuted and the energy invested into something else. Okay? We're going to get more on this. We'll get your answers. We've got some runes here. These can be a little bit noisy, so if you're wearing headphones, you might just want to take them off, or if you've got sensitive hearing, just just for a second while I draw the runes. And as always, I'm going to take any that land face down. I'm going to remove them because we're not going to use them for the purpose of the reading. Yes, you've got a lot of runes compared to Paltu, who had like no runes. Yeah, they had 6. What I do then is I arrange them into a grid. Some of you could have lost faith in a partnership. And again, I keep getting that this could be a belief in something. You're really being called here not to rush into any kind of impulsive action. With Hagalaz not in the upright, with Othala in the reverse, Byaken in the reverse, Thurisas in the reverse. There could be a miscommunication afoot here. Now, this could be something that you have either miscommunicated, something that you have misunderstood. I'm really strongly getting that if you receive some kind of news, really clarify before you react. That might just be for some of you, but again, if somebody says something to you, because of the intensity of these energies, you know, everybody responds to them differently. They will hit us all differently because we've all got different birth charts, the planets are in different places. We will all feel things differently. And also based on our own personal practices, we will respond to them differently. If somebody says something to you in a certain way and you are like, what? I would definitely go back, and before you, especially if this is done through like a written means of communication where the tone isn't necessarily immediately available or obvious, I'm sorry, I'm just going to adjust the lighting slightly. Hopefully that's going to be a little bit better. Apologies. Check and ask for clarification, you know. Sometimes that is the first point, and this miscommunication, especially as we're coming into Mercury retrograde, could save you a war, is what I'm getting. You are definitely being called to call your energy back within. Some of you, yeah, I've got a real warning here, and I don't always get messages like this, but with Hagalaz on its side, Uruz on its side, and then Pethro, you could really feel like taking some sort of chance on doing something on impulse. With Turisas in the reverse, I'm really strongly guessing that you're being advised against it. With Manas and Ansus on their side, and Algis in the reverse, I would really, really clarify before you pass judgment, is what I'm guessing. Interestingly, I'm just noticing that Tivas is the only rune that I can think of that hasn't come out through all of these readings, and I've used the same runes for all of them. Some energies have come out and repeated, some have been very similar, but the one that hasn't come out is Tirvaz. Now, why Tirvaz is so important is because it connects to Tyr, the god of justice, of balance, of correct action, of doing the right thing. That is very much lacking, and I feel like that kind of ties in with the potential or proclivity towards impulsive actions at this time. You can only manage yourself. Pile number 3. You can only be in control of yourself. With Ivaz here, I would definitely ground. Find yourself what you need to call yourself back to center, to transform and transmute these energies before embarking upon a conflict of some kind. What I can see is that there is a potential for a new connection, potentially a deepening of a connection or a new beginning of a connection. And it might be once something else has let go, or once something else has been cleared out of the way. So it's not just a focus on this intensity, on the rage, on conflict. There is a higher way through this. This could be a conflict that you already find yourself within. And what we're getting here is that there is another way through this. And it comes through wisdom, through wise communication. I don't want to say through being the bigger person or taking a higher road, because that implies sort of a one-up nature, being better or above somebody else. And with Gibu here, I'm really being reminded of the balance of equal energy. Now, Gibu in any type of shadow, for me, even though it doesn't have a reversal, it is a predominantly positive root. However, if we look at the polarity of this energy, it's when things aren't balanced, when we're not giving equally, or when we meet energy with the same energy, meeting fire with fire. There is a way through the situation where you are not meeting fire with fire. Sometimes you might have to, depending on the cause, but even so, I feel like there is a higher way, a more effective, a more efficient way that's going to steer you away from the energy of what it is, you know, and bring in fresh energy. That is this transformation. It's being able to pause before you react, to clarify before you respond, and allowing that to be the act of alchemy, that to be the act of transformation. Is that pause, is that breath, is that question of clarification. That's how you change the situation, pile number 3. Do you know what, in all the time I've been reading, I'm not sure I've ever had a message like this. I'm being called to the unicorns. They're no nonsense. I do read this deck in the reverse, and I love this deck because they have a cheeky little message on each one. And they want me to split the deck as well. I don't know why. Sometimes they ask me to split the deck. I try and do this all on camera. Okay. What does pile number 3 need to know to transmute this energy in the most effective way? The 4 of Pentacles in the reverse and Temperance in the reverse. Interesting. I don't know which ones they are, Spirit. Please clarify. I will get some more, but just for the moment. The 2 of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. There's one rune that I didn't touch on, which is Yera, and this has been the rune of the day. Each of the piles has had Yera in a very important position, and I've said the same thing as an explanation because this is one of those runes that's not necessarily everybody's favourite rune when it comes to the runes. Yera is the rune of the year of the harvest, and of course to our ancestors the harvest would have represented a marking point within their year, within their calendar. Bear in mind they had a solar calendar, it was slightly different to the way we structure our year. The harvest was very, very important to them. This is a reminder that what we put into a situation, we will get out. With the Gibber pairing, with this fire meets fire energy, what do you want out of the situation? You know, what do you want to receive back? That feels important. Interestingly, we've got the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse and Temperance in the reverse. And the way I'm reading this is that by holding on to something, it's preventing it from transforming. Now this, you kind of need to let go to allow for something to transform, which is the energy that's been coming through. Hold your effing horses and wait a minute. Yeah, you might feel, you could feel if you are being triggered by somebody, by something, or feeling impassioned, you know, emblazoned by a situation, by a cause, by something that you see. I'm getting like a riot, like energy. You could feel like just throwing yourself into this situation to doing something. You know, Temperance in the reverse is literally saying, you know, I would definitely be patient. I'm going to ask for clarity on this one, but we've got a lot of cards of clarification. We've got the 7 of Wands in the reverse, the 10 of Wands, High Priestess in the reverse, the 6 of Wands in the reverse, and the King of Swords. Yeah, I'm really getting a strong warning against impulsivity here, which is already what's come through. There needs to be a time to collect yourself, to gather yourself, to rationally think something through. And I feel like I'm just being really pulled to Hagalaz. It feels like if you engage in the chaos, only chaos will come. Whether this is connecting with a person in a close relationship, a neighbour that you're having a dispute with, somebody in the supermarket, or somebody in a car, or whether this is aimed at something on the world stage that you feel is unjust. You're being really called here back to center before you respond. You know, Odin, he can be cunning, but he's also very wise. He has access to the entirety of the wisdom of the world. He sacrificed his eye to get it. You might be sacrificing an immediate release of energy. You might feel like you can't keep silent, but there is a better way of doing whatever it is that you need to do, communicating whatever you need to communicate. With this Ten of Wands, it's telling me there is an opportunity to end a cycle. Maybe this is in a relationship, in a close relationship with somebody, or like I said, a neighbor. If we engage in the same patterns of behavior, we will get the same results. Yera and Gibu. If we meet energy with like energy, we will just meet that energy back in return. If we want something different, we have to invest a different energy. If you want to receive something different back, you have to invest a different energy. With the Two of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, I'm really getting that you have got this opportunity for your own skills. And really interesting, I'm just going to point this out. We've got the exact same positioning on the globe of these two cards. Okay? I'm not sure if you can see those. It's not very clear on this card. I appreciate it's very dark. But in the dark here we have North America and South America. We have the same thing here. This is like the same positioning on the globe. That might be relevant for some of you, especially as I was getting, if this is something on the world stage. You know, this card says, don't screw it up this time. I've got it. They're literally holding the world in their hand. You are being given a chance to create real change here. You've got to make a decision about how you're going to proceed, though. This card says, I work hard for the money. This is the Queen of Pentacles. I don't feel like this is money here. I feel like this is you working hard to protect something that you really value. Perhaps it is your money. Perhaps you feel like somebody's trying to do you wrong. But I'm really getting more. This is something that you value. Let's get a clarification on that, please. Clarification. Wow, that's a lot of cards. I'm going to take them. Those did not land upright, so we'll take them away. Got the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups. Wow. The Empress and the Page of Swords. Your message is right here, pile number 3. The Empress is not going to rush into action the way the King of Swords in the reverse would. The way Typhon would. If you want a different result, if you want to feel like this Empress regardless of gender, you need to bring love into the situation. And I know that might be really, really challenging, but this is a love for self. To not give away and meet this energy with like energy. This is finding that higher path within and choosing to proceed accordingly. And I'm so amused by the symbology of this card, of this Page of Swords on a trampoline. You could really go up and down with this, but I'm getting here, you know, the Page of Swords is a card of strategy, is a card of observance, a card of time, a card of thinking. You may need to take your time to observe, to think things through, to really think things over before you make any decisions. And with this trampoline, I'm just getting this real up-down energy. Like you might need to distract yourself. You might need to initially distract yourself. So whether this is something, because the Page of Swords can be connected to social media as well by some readers, there could be something on social media that you might need to distract yourself from. Maybe if this is the media in general, maybe you need a distraction in order to be in this energy of finding this higher path. For some of you, this Knight of Cups and Knight of Pentacles is literally saying, you know, this is, here's this, here, this one's on me. And this is, it's like my birthday every day. I feel like you have so much that you can give to this situation. And it might feel like going against every single warrior bone in your body. But there are different ways of fighting battles. And sometimes you have to do that connected to love, a warrior connected to its heart. Sometimes you might need to offer an apology, or for others of you, being able to approach the situation in this manner is going to bring an apology to you. More importantly, I feel like it opens a pathway of communication that brings peace to the situation. A peace that has been long missing. And is a new way of doing, they want me to look at the bottom. Death. Transformation. Algae's in the reverse, I also associate with death-like energy. You could very much be asked, you could be the one If this is a family matter or a friend matter or a relationship matter, you could be the cycle breaker here. You could be the one that's being asked to make some kind of huge evolutionary leap in your spirit, in your connections, in your relationships, in order to make this difference. I know that can be a really big ask when you are facing injustice or you're witnessing wrongdoings, but it is not that you are doing nothing. You're just doing things in a different way. So it shifts the energy and creates long-lasting change for the future. Let's get some final cards for you here, pile number 3. Oneness, balance, patience, and the divine masculine. Wow. I would definitely say that this is the energy to call upon, regardless of gender. This inner divine masculine is our inner peaceful warrior. Incredibly strong, incredibly wise, has the strength of this bear, but you can see this bear is asleep next to this person who is very, very peaceful. It might be a war chief, yes, or a tribal chief. I don't want to say the wrong thing here, but this bear is asleep. He has learned to tame the rage, and by doing that, brings in peace. Pile number 3, I'm going to leave this here for you. I don't know who this reading was for. If this is for you, let me know, because this is equally quite specific, but also relates to a lot of different situations. As a reminder, personal situations readings are available if you would like one. All my information is in the description box below, and the only place you can buy my readings is on my website and my Etsy. So if it's not on there, it isn't me. Please be mindful of that. If you'd like to like, share, or subscribe, I would love that. Thank you very much. But thank you for being here. It's wonderful to do these readings for you. I hope this is a peaceful transformation for you. It feels like you are the transformation. You are creating the transformation here. That is a really powerful thing to do. So please don't doubt yourself or the strength and the change you will create through your actions. Right. I'll send you lots of love. Thank you very much. And I will see you again in another reading. Take care. Bye-bye.